Yo, what's up, everybody? My name is Alicia Way. Welcome to Content Ecosystem. On this channel, we focus on content creation and monetization mainly. I'm doing a one-off tonight, man. Something that I felt like it was definitely a topic that I wanted to address. A lot of people don't know, actually, so I am a content creator and a full-time content creator. I guess I don't like necessarily saying that because people try to wear that like as a badge of honor, like I'm a full-time content creator or I'm a full-time entrepreneur or something like that. But it'd be real out here for these full-time content creators and entrepreneurs. So I don't think it's really nothing to brag about, you know what I'm saying? So, but I am a full-time content creator, but also one of the things I do, and I call it my side hustle, which really it could be my main hustle. Let me get some music going. It's dry out here in these internet streets. All right, let's go. All right, cool. So one of the things that I do, and I am licensed. I'm a licensed fiduciary. I am licensed with the Florida Department of Financial Services, and I am licensed in tons of states. So I do work remotely and virtually to help people with their insurance needs, financial needs. So I specifically kind of focus on like life insurance, but I do Medicare, health insurance, and I do get into like annuity products, rolling people's sometimes millions of dollars over into like, financial products and stuff like that, which is really cool. That's not nothing I talk about on Facebook because it is what it is. But I do have some really dope people in that industry, in that niche. And one of them is my homeboy, Jalen, who we'll talk about how we met because I really can't even remember how we met. Sometimes these internet streets will have you really out here feeling like you know people, but you never met them. You know what I'm saying? So everybody who I brought on my show, I've never met them in person. It's just all virtual or via internet. And I think that's just a testament to the times that we live in right now. You have to be able to make connections and build relationships. So without further ado, I'm not going to talk too much. When I bring him on, I'll get into why I'm doing this live stream. Like I said, it's just a one-off, but I think it's really dope to have this type of conversation. So as you already know what I like to say, man, let's go.
We live.
Yo, what's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Man, what's up? How you doing, man?
I'm
That
good.
is so cool. I'm so glad I'm on the show, man.
Yeah. I'm glad you accepted, man. I know you're a busy guy, and I know I slid in your DMs. I'm like, bro, I just had a conversation which kind of triggered me, and I'm like, I think we need to talk about this. You know what I'm saying? And you was like, I love it. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. I appreciate you inviting me. I was wondering, I had a feeling I would be on your show one day. I didn't know how you was gonna make it happen, but when you reached out to me and told me what the topic of discussion was gonna be,
yeah,
I was like, yeah, I'm down for it.
Hey,
it should
that's
be an
what's up.
interesting one.
I knew you were going to be on the show too. I just didn't know where it would make sense, but this makes perfect sense. So we're going to dive into a little bit of your story. We're also going to talk about a little bit of your YouTube channel. But for those who've never heard of you, please introduce yourself to my audience and let them know who you are and why should they listen to you? Like, who are you out here in these internet streets?
It'll be my pleasure. So, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My name is Jalen Truitt. I am the founder of a small community of like-minded individuals called United Financial Education. It's a Facebook group right now. We plan on doing something bigger in the future. But within this group, it's just a group of like-minded individuals who strive to share financial literacy, financial knowledge, and to support one another on our journey to financial freedom. And I came to the point of creating the group due to my father's death, who passed away from cancer. He was a aircraft mechanic, very intelligent, hardworking man. But when he passed away, or as he was passing away, I realized that he didn't have life insurance. Instead, he had accidental life coverages, in which he thought that was life insurance. So it hit me that an individual could be highly intelligent and hardworking, but that doesn't necessarily mean they have a total grasp of financial literacy. So I decided to found this group, and I've been an advocate for financial literacy ever since. So I know a thing or two.
That's what's up, man. Cool. So that's what's up. Let me get myself back on the screen here. And I've heard a little bit about your story. And so just to kind of clarify, is that like your main thing, like financial finance? Is that like your main thing, or is that like kind of like me? Is that something you do along with something else, or like what is the I guess, the totality of like what you do to help people in that realm.
Oh, so yes, I would say that financial is my main. Well, I want it to be my main thing.
Yeah.
I do have a 9 to 5, but my passion is financial literacy and financial knowledge, and to help as many people as possible. Um, to give people, I find I get a lot of passion and pride in providing individuals with enough financial literacy and knowledge for them to make the best decision for their family. So
Yeah.
I would say that, yeah, that's my main drive, my main thing.
That's what's up, man. So yeah, I know I joined your group a few months ago, and
Mhm.
I've just seen it exploded on Facebook, and since then you've spun off into a YouTube channel, which is about to come up on 5,000 subscribers. And you just started that. I mean, a few months ago,
Yeah.
if I remember, because I remember kind of encouraging you, like, "Hey, bro, I think you need to," you know what I'm saying? You were already going that route anyway, but I just was kind of like some confirmation, like, yes.
A much props to you because you definitely helped me, and I want to continue to get your guidance on establishing a channel. So much props to you. But you're
man,
right.
man,
We established a channel like 2 or 3 months ago. So
wow. So to come up on 5,000 subscribers is no easy feat. So shout out to you for that.
mhm.
I got to get my hand claps, triggers, and
Thank
all that
you.
stuff ready. But so cool. All right. So we know who we are. We know who you are and why we should be listening to you. You're definitely established out here in these internet streets with your Facebook group and just what you do, and your YouTube channel is growing pretty rapidly. I want you to just really quick, before we even get to the topic,
Mhm.
you put out a video that was very touching about kind of like the situation with your parents and life insurance. And I just thought it was such a phenomenal video. If you could just kind of
Thank
give us
you.
a quick rundown, and we would like everybody to go to his channel and really watch that video to get the full grasp of it. But if you could just kind of go into that just a little bit to give my audience just a peek into maybe, the point of that video. Cause I thought it was just excellently done and very well did.
Thank you. To be honest with you, I hesitated to even post that video because it was a very sensitive and emotional video. And when as you stated earlier, I don't like to call myself a content creator. But I create content, financial content for people. And to speak about something as sensitive as my parents' death, I didn't want people to take it the wrong way. My father passed away, as I stated earlier, in 2018. And he passed away with, luckily, he had a VGLI, which was enough. It's a VGLI, Veteran Groups Life Insurance, I believe is what it's called. But it's when individuals retire from the military, their SGLI converts to a VGLI, which is like a life insurance.
Gotcha.
Luckily, when he had that for my mother, and it was enough money to keep her, maintain her way of life at that time. Um, but when my mother was alive, I when my father passed away, I was constantly trying to persuade my mother to do a will and to get life insurance because of the situation that we dealt with after my father's death. I just didn't want to run into that same scenario in the event that my mother passed away. But my mother just kept putting it off. She was in the Great Depression after the death of my father, and I constantly asked her, "Hey, I think we need to do a life insurance. I think we need to do a will." And one of the things, and I think you would agree, majority of people would probably agree that people don't like to talk about death. They don't like to talk about money in the household because it's like a taboo, and constantly asking my mom to get life insurance and get a will, it started making me feel funny. Like I didn't want her to think that I was trying to get money or something like
Yeah.
that. I just didn't want to go in the same route that my father did. But unfortunately, um, 1 month ago, my mother unexpectedly passed away, and my brother found her deceased in the house. And yeah, it hit to the core, man. Because my father, when he passed away, it was expected. He had cancer. We knew he was running out of time. My mother, I just spoke to her, and she passed away unexpectedly. But the
Wow.
downfall of that is all the stuff we had to deal with because we didn't have a power. I mean, not a power of attorney. Well, yeah, we didn't have a will, power of attorney. We didn't have anything. So that's where the process of the probate court comes into play. And depending on what state you live in, is may be different laws and stuff.
Yeah.
But when your parents or a loved one pass away, the last thing you want to do is go through paperwork and all this stuff. You want to grieve. And
Yeah.
my brother and I, unfortunately, wasn't we didn't have that the grieving process from the get-go. We had
Wow.
to try to figure out what to do with the house. We had to go through the probate process and get lawyers and all this stuff. So that's the reason why I created a video is uh, Confessions of a Broken Heart, will and life insurance, and it's on YouTube.
Wow.
And it just explains the process and the realistic aspect of what happens when a loved one passes away without life insurance or a will, because it's easy to tell people the benefits of having life
Yeah,
insurance,
absolutely.
but the point of the video is to tell them what happens when you don't have life insurance. So
Wow. That's phenomenal, man. So our condolences to you and your family. And
thank you.
I seen you going through that process, and it's never easy to lose your parents. So just to see you out here, to see that kind of put even more fire under you to really get the word out is just phenomenal, man. So shout out to you and everything that you're doing and all the work that you're doing. All right. So
I appreciate it.
to kind of, not to hard turn like this, but to kind of get on the point of why I hit you up about this stream. So having a conversation, and trust me, this is we're not having a bashing session. We're just having an educational session. Can we call it that?
Yeah, I do have some questions though, and I feel like I'm glad it's you.
Yeah.
Because I know we could have an adult conversation. But I do have some questions, and it may raise some eyebrows or whatever. But
yeah,
I think I'm going to learn something from you as well. So
hey, that's what's up. So as we're talking, I got this idea from my little sister because she has a live streaming show where she brings on like really high power people in her industry, and she does a thing where when somebody says something really dope, she said you're dropping gems. So I got this little animation made. So whenever you or I drop a gem,
nice.
I'm gonna drop them gems, because now it's kind of corny, but what it helps me do is, as I go back later and repurpose this, I have a visual cue where I can need to cut and repurpose the content. So just feel free to drop gems, my brother. But
all right, cool.
So yeah, all right. So getting on to it, we all do our prospecting or however we do it. I'm not really huge on like prospecting and going for clients and all that. I kind of like my thing to be authentic. As I come across people who need help, I help them. So just, coming from my side of the world, like I come from the hood, and I say that because it's just true. You know what I'm saying? I legit come from the hood. You know what I'm saying? I kind of legit still be in the hood. You know what I'm saying? So as I see my friends, my homeboys, a lot of them with children, and some of them pass away unexpectedly, and they got 3 and 4 kids. Like, so now I kind of like, I don't be pushy about it, but it's like, if I come across, some of my homeboys, I'm like, bro, you got a policy? I'm proud to say, man, I've set up quite a few of my homeboys with like $250,000, $500,000, some of them $1 million if they're healthy and can pass the, medical exam and all that. But even still, don't got to be all that. It could be just a term for like 100,000. I'm proud to say I've set a lot of my homeboys up with something like that. So just kind of speaking.
That's huge, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Just kind of, because I know at the end of the day, if something were to happen, man, their kids and their baby mamas or whatever will thank me like, bro, thanks for setting that up for him. So just kind of having that conversation, and it's like, we getting into this thing now with like cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, and so many people have this, I want to say, kind of like a skewed maybe perception of what it is, or what it can do, or what it's purpose for, right? And the comment came up, well, I think a smarter investment for my future would be investing in Bitcoin, because, of course there's a higher appreciation or whatever. And, 10, 20, 30 years from now, granted you live that long, right? So that's a whole nother conversation. Well, not really, it's this conversation, but, my life insurance policy will be 100,000 versus I get Bitcoin, it'll be $1 million, or whatever the case is. So it's just getting into that. And I'm like, whoa, we really, that's how we thinking out here in these streets. But just kind of consulting with, we're kind of amongst the younger crowd a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm pushing 40, but I still connect with like the 20-year-olds and stuff like that. That's legit a mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a legit a mindset in a 25 to 30-year-old crowd. Like, forget, I mean, I'm Bitcoin. I'm all Bitcoin. Forget life insurance, forget any other investments, and forget any other type of diversity. It's go hard with Bitcoin. I'm like, let me see if I can get somebody who can maybe help me explain, because it sounds weird coming from me. It's just Alicio. You know what I'm saying? The verse in the Bible is like, a prophet is not known in his own town. So like, let me go get somebody else. So, my friends or my crowd who sees this, they're like, well, yeah, Alicio, he just ain't just talking. He actually got a professional on that level who can help, share perception, ideas, help share knowledge and best practices as it relates to, man, if I had to go with one or the other right now, of course you can get both, but if I had to go with one or the other right now, which would be a smarter investment, me to buy a bunch of Bitcoin or to me to get a life insurance policy? So that's just the foundation of this conversation. Feel free to start wherever you want to start. I know you said you had some questions. You can feel free to start with some questions, however you want to get it. Let's go.
All right. So, if there is a lot of life insurance agents that's watching this right now, I know they're like waiting to see what you and I have to say about this. And I'm pretty sure you're curious to see which direction this is going to go. But depending on who you ask, the question is, which one is a better long-term investment, either Bitcoin or life insurance? First, one must understand the technicalities of life insurance itself. Now, there's a great debate among people and ignorance and I would say even life insurance agents. There's a great divide between whole life or universal index life insurance or whatnot as an investment compared to term life. But if you were to ask me my own personal opinion, and let me throw this disclaimer out there, I am not a financial advisor. Anything that I say is just an opinion of mine, and you could just educational purposes only.
Maybe we should have threw that out there before we started. Like, hey, this.
Oh no! As long as we throw it out there,
we're good.
As long as we throw it out there, we're good. Anything that we mention on here should be used only for educational purposes only.
Absolutely.
Initially, I looked at life insurance. I don't look at life insurance as an investment. So it was an easy decision for me. However, I had to put my bias aside and say, okay, where there are life insurances that are treated as investments. However, I don't really know the ins and outs of that. But even if I did, I would strongly consider Bitcoin as an investment over life insurance. Now, I am not saying that life insurance is not important. The question was investment. Now, I do believe people need life insurance. There's a method to the madness. There's levels to this, You do need life insurance. But the question is, which one should be treated as an investment, a long-term investment? Now, this is where I think you will probably be able to clarify much better than I can as far as the technicalities of like life insurances and stuff like that. Because in my point of view, if we're talking about life insurance, I would focus on term life and then just invest in some kind of security on the side. The problem with that is, though, a lot of people don't have the discipline to do that on their own without a financial advisor steering them in the right direction and giving them the proper life insurance and giving them the right information and steering them the right way for them to invest in a security. But Bitcoin, it's hard to gauge on the direction that Bitcoin's going. Now, everybody and their mama is talking about cryptocurrency and is taking over the realm of finance by storm. And 1 year ago, Bitcoin was at $8,000. And since 1 year ago, we've went up to 516%. Now, it's hard to say, hey, you should invest in Bitcoin because there's nothing out there for us to gauge to see if the probability of us getting a return. Now, personally, I think that Bitcoin is going to hit 100K or more before the end of the year.
Hmm.
My business partner and I was able to, I can't even take credit for that. My business partner and a good friend of mine, Viral, was able to predict earlier last year that we would hit 25,000 on Bitcoin before the end of 2020. And on 2021, I believe it hit between 25 to 30,000 in January, if I'm not mistaken. Please don't quote me. But normally, when individuals make long-term investments, you could use a formula. I'm pretty sure you've heard of it. The rule of 72
Yeah.
to determine how long it would take for your investment to double.
Yeah.
Now, granted, we can't use the 516% from last year to determine how long it's going to double, because I don't think it's going to do. Well, I don't know. We don't know what Bitcoin's going to do this year. It's so volatile, but I do think it's a good investment because we are steering towards cryptocurrency and digital currency. Shoot, China is already so far ahead in their national digital currency. The U.S. Actually had a bill that was on the Senate's desk last year. Now, Bank for All, I think it's called, or I can't think of what the bill is called. However, the Senate, it's been on the Senate's desk since last year for them to determine if they want to push forward with the U.S. having their own form of digital currency.
Wow.
So cryptocurrency, digital currency is the future. All
Yeah.
this stuff that's popping up. Somebody sold a photo, an NFT, non-fungible token, for $69 million.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So cryptocurrency is taking it. It is the future, and the future is now. I would say Bitcoin, but
Wow.
again, I don't know the technicalities of the
Yeah.
life insurance. So maybe if you could jump in
Yeah.
and enlighten me.
He said, that's wow. That's interesting. So, man, that's interesting. So, all right, cool. So let's back up a little bit.
Okay.
So, when I first got into business, you're right. Let's kind of go back to where you said there's a great divide between
Yes.
whole life and term, and I was stuck there for a while until it was made clear to me. Kind of simply, of course, you can get into more intricacies of it, but it's like, which one is the best one for somebody? And basically, it was whichever one is in force when that person dies, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, for a lot of people, they outlive their term life insurance. That's just facts. Most people, of course, there's the people who don't, but most people outlive their term policies. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, if you don't have the right type of structure within that policy, it could be said that 10, 15 or 20, 30-year term, whatever you got, if it's not a return of premium or if there was any other type of contractual gains that you could get, because they do have life insurance policies like that, it could be said that you basically lost all that money, which I'm not saying is good or bad. It depends on who, what you have set up. But to go back and just be like, which one is better, whichever one is in force. So taking that same mindset, like, okay, of course I can, somebody said in the comment, why can't a person have both? Yeah, a person can have both. That Bitcoin and life insurance, but I'm just saying from a clear plan, like the devil's advocate right now. And like, I shouldn't say that. That sounds bad, but
Yeah,
it sounds,
not this topic.
yeah, it sounds horrible. But it's like, if somebody is die hard one or the other, and there are people like that. I'm sorry. I work in my industry. There, I work with the good old boys, as they say, and I work with the baby boomers and the Gen Z, XYZs, all of them. Sometimes it is a hard Bitcoin. That's so intangible. I don't know what I'm getting out of that. That's, at least I know for a fact, if I die tomorrow, I have $100,000 that's getting paid out. If I die tomorrow, if I bought, 100,000 in Bitcoin right now, and they dip 10%. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I just actually lost in one day, $10,000. So it's like, I get both sides, but going back to that same logic, it's like, which one is more beneficial for you at the time of your death? You know what I'm saying? And it's just, go ahead, go back.
Yeah, so maybe I misunderstood the topic of discussion. So if you're asking which one is better in the event that a person passes away, then hands down, insurance,
Oh,
life insurance. No, seriously. But if what throws me off
yeah.
is
Go ahead, bro.
when you use the word investment.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
When you
Gotcha.
use the word investment, is what it throws me off. But if you're saying, hey, which one is better in the event that somebody passes away? Hands down, a life insurance. Like there's like you stated, there's three things definite. There's three things that's definite. Number one, we're gonna die. You're gonna die. I'm gonna die. Everybody's gonna die. Death is inevitable. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yes. Number two, if you pass away and you got the right life insurance policy, yes, whatever that coverage covers, you're supposed to get paid. And I've never heard of somebody having a life insurance policy and not, the policy not being executed. I might be wrong, but I've never heard it personally.
Yeah.
And number three, Bitcoin, you can't rely on Bitcoin as a means of maintaining your family's way of living or covering expenses or debt or what have you, because Bitcoin is volatile. Now, yes, I do believe that it's going to go up, but there will also be times when it's crashed, like not crash, but corrects and dips. Shoot, we just seen a small correction.
Yeah. I
Maybe
bought a
2
whole
weeks
bunch
ago.
of it too.
Now, granted, let's say hypothetically, let's say Bitcoin was like at 50,000, right? And you're relying on Bitcoin to cover expenses in the event that you pass away. You pass away, and the same day that you pass away, it crashes down to 15,000 from
Yeah.
50,000.
Yeah.
You got 15,000 left. Now you have to sit on it and wait for it to climb back up versus having a life insurance where it's solid, it's there.
Yeah. Yeah. So absolutely. And now, don't get me wrong. Now, just kind of going back to the Bitcoin, if we're somewhat prophetic in a sense, and honestly just lucky, now we're thinking long term, right? We're thinking long term. We're thinking 30 years down the road. A 30-year term versus buying Bitcoin right now is, I definitely believe Bitcoin is going to pay out exponentially way more than any life insurance policy you can get. So that's why when it was even brought to me, I get it. I got it. Absolutely, bro. Cause I invest in Bitcoin as well. I think what the wrench in the whole plans is, we don't know the day nor the hour, right? So for you to bank on, hey, well, I'm gonna just put all my money in Bitcoin. Well, legit, bro, like what happened the next week if you get in a car accident? You know what I'm saying? What happened? And not even because I sell life insurance, but there's so many other things included in life insurance, like living benefits. If you were to be paralyzed, you could still take from your life insurance policy, and or different riders. Bitcoin don't have riders. They don't have living benefits. They don't have any of that stuff like right now. So you're literally, if we would just look at it black and white, bro, let's keep it a buck. You're really banking on Bitcoin for way future tense. Not even, because when did they say? I saw something that said Bitcoin supposed to be all sold out by 2030. And that's when it's supposed to like really be super, super valuable.
Shoot,
But
I think it's further out than that, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, you're right. It's only 21 million coins that's gonna be produced, and after that, it stops. Look, man, the bottom line, a lot of people that everybody wants to jump on. Were you ever a sneakerhead?
Not really. Not really.
Well, okay.
But
I've had some friends
Jordan?
who were sneakerhead. Yeah, die hard. Would
I
camp
got plenty of
outside
them.
of stores and wait for these shoes to drop. It's a whole nother culture with sneakerheads, and I'm not knocking it or anything like that.
Absolutely.
It's an art and culture for it. But however, when Kanye West came out with these shoes called Red Octobers or the Yeezys from Nike, those were still to this day, I think they're the ugliest shoes I've ever seen. And they look like space boots, and there's some shoes that he's dropped now. To me, they're ugly. But when you have so many people hyping a product up, it influences other people to want to buy the shoes, even though they'll initially say, man, those are some ugly shoes.
Yeah.
But then you hear all these people talk about the shoes. He's like, man, you know what? I'm going to go and wear these shoes, and then they'll end up wearing it.
Yeah.
Well, the same concept applies to anything that will get you money quick.
Wow.
Cryptocurrency, options trading,
Wow.
NFTs. If you just sit back and watch on social media, especially, if there's enough hype about any security that's making money, perfect example, and ladies and gentlemen, don't kill me. I'm just using this as an example. I'm not knocking anybody for investing in whatever you're investing in.
Yeah.
I am an advocate for, hey, if you're making money, hey, more power to you.
Yeah.
But Dogecoin.
Yeah.
And then a new one that just released, SafeMoon. So many people are hyping it up that once you go onto social media, you're saying, man, what is all this ruckus about? Dogecoin and SafeMoon. Hey, I need to jump on the bandwagon. This person just made $2,000. This person just made $300. You know, how do I buy it and whatever? But really not understanding the whole concept of the cryptocurrency and what it is that it does.
Yeah.
So if you ask randomly, if you ask any of them, say, hey, what is Dogecoin? Oh, it's a cryptocurrency, but what does it do? Or SafeMoon, what does it do? I mean, how is it documented, pulled or retrieved from the blockchain? It has anything to do with Ethereum or whatever the case is? You know, tell me. And they don't. It's all speculative, meaning gambling. You know, so that's something to consider. People want to consider Bitcoin as a long-term investment, and there's nothing wrong with that. But know what you're investing in. There's levels to this. There's a method to the madness. You know, you should have life insurance. It's you know, especially I'm passionate about it, you know, because of what I went through. I don't want nobody to experience what I went through. Losing a loved one and wondering how you're going to pay for stuff. You know, I had to sell my childhood home. It's on the market. It's because there was a mortgage left over on it, you know, and it's a weird feeling. But like, I'm not trying to go off topic. There's a method to the madness, you know, and people should stick to it. And if you're going to invest in Bitcoin, at least know exactly what it is and be smart about it. I think Bitcoin is going to be a lot in the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's going to make a lot of millionaires. I'll probably be one of them.
Because, me too. You know, I am definitely going to be one of them.
So, but I do not think that Bitcoin should replace life insurance as a means of covering expenses in the event that you pass away.
Wow, that's phenomenal. Yeah, you know, and it's 9:39, so we're gonna go for another 20 minutes. Let me get myself on the screen here. But
there's a question, a good question.
It was a good question too.
Asked. Yeah, I wonder if it's a.
All right, let me see.
Question you're about to.
Yeah, let's see. So it's like, what would be the turnaround time for you to cash out of Bitcoin for emergency issues, like to pay for a funeral cost? So that was one of the, we were actually going that way, to be honest with you. I know you're way more savvy in Bitcoin than I am, because you're one of the people who got me into Bitcoin, to be honest with you. So what would be the answer to that type of question?
So in emergency purposes, you could wire the money from whatever platform you're using. So hypothetically, let's say you're using Coinbase. You could sell your Bitcoin instantly and then wire your Bitcoin to your account. Now, I think that it takes some time to clear once you sell, and I may be wrong, but it's not like selling options or stocks where you have to wait 24 or 48 hours for it to clear to get the money or whatever the case is. So it doesn't take long to sell your Bitcoin and get the cash.
Yeah. And we have another question here, which is pretty good. Well, let's jump in the comments. It says, I am a financial evangelist. If you're going to be in it, that'll be a good one to be. It says, awesome subject. Thanks and congrats for sharing your knowledge. Thank you. I don't want to butcher your name. This is a good question. Are there beneficiaries to Bitcoin? If not, how would a family member gain access upon death? Wow, that's such a good question, bro. That is an amazing question, because
here's the thing. there's a saying in the realm of cryptocurrency: not your keys, not your coins. And what that mean is, uh, whenever you're trading cryptocurrency, you should have a platform that allows you to with because people tend to forget that cryptocurrency is actually digital money. It's tokens where you transfer it out of your platform and you put it into something that looks like a thumb drive. It's called a digital wallet or
Yeah.
a wallet, and you store it in there and you keep it. And it's just like putting cash into your wallet that you put in your pocket. Well, you take these digital cryptocurrencies out and you put it into your digital wallet and you put it in a safe, you put it in a drawer, and there's key phrases that you memorize or you write down and you make sure it's in a safe place and you don't share it with others.
Wow.
Now, let's say you can't, I don't think there is if you wanted to make it like a legal form and you could do it like a will saying, hey, this wallet will go to, to be honest with you, this is just me saying it. There
Yeah,
might
yeah,
be
no.
another proper way of doing it,
Man.
but I would think that once you pass away, there'd be a will saying, hey, there's a digital wallet
Wow.
here or whatever. This person could get this,
Man.
or you could split it in half or whatnot.
Man.
But I don't think there's a
Like beneficiary
like
type system.
exactly
There needs to be.
Yeah, but you got to understand too, though, the whole cryptocurrency, the main theme of it was to be decentralized,
Yeah,
where it's not governed or
Yeah.
anything. And there are platforms that still allow you to buy, sell, and trade in a decentralized platform. I don't know these platforms by on top of my head right now, but it's not like stocks. Like my
Yeah.
mother passed away and she has some stocks,
Yeah.
and you could place a beneficiary, but I didn't see one when I applied to invest in cryptocurrency in any of the platforms. They never asked for a beneficiary.
So for me, say like right now, because this brings up another question. Right now, I have, say like if I have $50,000 in Bitcoin right now, right, that I've just bought a little by little, and I kind of got that little egg nest of Bitcoin right now, and I would have passed away, what would be the first course of action? Like my wife, of course, she knows the Coinbase passwords. Just sell that or hold it. Like it wouldn't be in her name though, or would it be in her name, or like how? I guess
No,
how
if
would
she had the access,
Yeah.
if she had the access to your Coinbase, I mean, she could sell it, but once she sells it, she could either put it into a digital wallet or she could send that money to whatever bank account you had connected to your
Gotcha.
platform.
Well, I'll
So
probably
that
tell her
money
not
would
to
go
sell
to-
it though. Be like, don't sell it.
Yeah,
Cremate me.
yeah. Because once you transfer that to a digital coin, this is hers at that point.
Yeah.
Whoever has the keys is theirs. And for those individuals that invest in cryptocurrency and Robinhood, you would never own your own cryptocurrency. It would never happen.
Yeah. I think I saw that too. Robinhood allows you to place a person on your account, but again, how much Bitcoin is going to be in there? Yeah, I had all my Bitcoin in Robinhood, but I got it out of there. Said 50,000 is not enough money for your family, Alicia. But if 50,000 in Bitcoin ain't 50,000, that's the thing though. 50,000 in Bitcoin right now, if I were to pass and my wife were to hold on to that in 30 years, that could be, 4 million.
But granted, let's say that's all that was. Look, if we're bringing it back to the topic of discussion, that 50,000 Bitcoin, and that's all that was left. You didn't have insurance. You only had that $50,000 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I mean, she wouldn't be able to hold on to that Bitcoin.
Facts.
She would have to sell it, So, I mean, yes, 50,000 is not enough for expenses and stuff to maintain a person's way of living.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, man. So I mean, I think it's definitely get the wheels turning. When I hear, people say, "Oh, I think for me," and you can kind of have what your closing remarks would be, but my closing remarks would be, listen, I'm all for Bitcoin. I'm all for life insurance. But if you are, because there's some people who are diehard, one or the other. Like, man, I'm going straight. I'm just gonna wing it. I'm going straight for Bitcoin because I know it's gonna pay off big in the future. I'll be a millionaire. I got you. My whole thing is, God forbid something happened to you today, and you didn't have a good $250,000, $500,000 policy for your family, and when you could have, you know what I'm saying? It's like, because I know people. Every time it dips, I know people, every time Bitcoin dips, they go buy $1,000 worth. You know what I'm saying? A couple $1,000s worth. I mean, I get it. I did the last time. But I mean, that could have been a paid up policy by now. That could have been a paid up whole life or whatever policy that will be there in the event something happens. So I think it's just a great conversation. I think it's to get the wheels turning of like, just be smart. You know what I'm saying? Just be smart about it. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I almost own 3 Bitcoins.
That's crazy.
Luckily, I jumped in April of last year. Matter of fact, Viral told me to jump on it. For those, I know I keep saying Viral, ladies and gentlemen. He's
business partner,
my business partner, and also he's very active in United Financial Education on Facebook. But he mentioned it to me, and I jumped on too, and I'm glad I did. And I've been dollar cost averaging ever since, slowly putting into Bitcoin.
Wow!
But the most important thing. And this is my closing, and I'll probably ask you this question that I have offline.
Go ahead.
Well, my question was, why is an insurance an investment? Like, why is an insurance and investment together? Why is it not separate? Because maybe, and like I said, this is a conversation for another day.
Go ahead.
Because I don't understand it. Why is an insurance, if I'm not mistaken, is supposed to be specifically to take care of expenses or to put your family in a better place in the event that you pass away.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm not understanding because I don't know. I'm ignorant.
No, that's fine.
You know,
how people like you don't understand how people use it as an investment vehicle.
So I do know you could pay premiums and it'll invest or the compound interest. I don't understand, but what I don't get is why not have a simple life insurance policy and then do a completely different investment and have it separate.
Yeah.
What's the benefit of having it both together?
I think, like you, most people who are just coming into the knowledge of life insurance or whatever should keep it simple. And there's a comment on the screen: investment and insurance should be separate. And for that, I will say, let me put that on the screen. I agree with that sentiment for the most part. In my experience, how I know people or how I believe they use it as an investment vehicle, which I know is fully possible, is because insurance by law, it can't be taxed. You know what I'm saying? It can't be taxed. So just think about all the taxes that you're saving or, growing by putting your money into in a life insurance policy that is untaxed. That right there is just one of the ways that I know, but also certain people who do have their life insurance set up as like a portfolio, because some life insurance policies do have like an investment portfolio inside of it, to where it's whatever the market does, it grows. It can grow. So that's just a couple of the ways, but there's even more than that. There's even more ways that people use a life insurance as an investment. Now, with that being said, am I saying the average person should be doing all that? Maybe not, maybe so. They can do their own research. But in my experience, just seeing it, life insurance in many cases is absolutely used as an investment vehicle. However, I have to end it with this. The forethought should be, it's to take care of my family in case something happened to me. I have day one dollars ready to go to my family within 48 hours that they can get and start living off of right away. That should be the forethought, in my opinion. So yeah,
I concur. And
absolutely.
I guess my closing would be, ladies and gentlemen, there is a method to the madness, and I know I said that 3 or 4 times, but it's levels to it. Like you should make sure your debt is in order, your credit is in order, your family is taken care of. There's something to fall back on in the event that there's an emergency.
Yeah.
There's something to fall back on if you die,
Wow.
and then long term investment. It should go in order. People bypass a lot of it and just shoot to the moon.
Yeah.
Like Dogecoin. Jab. I'm
And-
sorry. I had to
No,
throw
you're
that in.
good. In your experience, really quick, I think this is a decent question that I just brought up. You started to see, or we have started to see, financial institutions get into Bitcoin. Like we've seen them
Yep.
starting to buy it, right? I think
Yep.
did Bank of America buy some recently? Like I saw some report that,
Dang, my mind just went blank. Morgan.
Chase, JP Morgan Chase.
Yeah, JP Morgan. So they're finally looking into jumping in on the bandwagon. But the largest hedge fund in the world back in January, dang, my mind just went black.
It happens.
But
bro.
anyway,
No.
they jumped into on the Bitcoin, and you know what? More and more corporations. Lord forbid if look. So I'm prediction. And
Okay.
if this happened, people could look back in this video and say Jalen Truitt.
I'm gonna drop a gem right now so I can come back to it.
I think if Apple, and I think if I'm not mistaken, I thought of this, but then I also read Mark Monroe. For those individuals who don't know who he is, he's on the Come Up series. Brilliant guy, teaching people investment for free. Good guy. But he also mentioned this too. If Apple were to jump on the Bitcoin bandwagon and they put that on their wallet where, you could pay for stuff using the wallet where you could just put the phone up and pay for gas or whatnot. But if they were to somehow apply Bitcoin onto the wallet so that you could pay for stuff, man, Bitcoin is going to shoot. And I don't think that's unrealistic for somebody that big to jump on the Bitcoin bandwagon. But we shall see.
I've seen Bitcoin ATMs and machines quite a few places I've gone. I walk right in, and right next to the regular ATM machine, you see like a Bitcoin machine. I don't know if they're buying or
you pull Bitcoin out of those ATMs, you're going reverse. You're gonna end up broke with all them fees they got. That Alabama accent just came out with that one. Sorry.
Yeah, no, but the reason I even asked that because I was actually kind of getting ready to go that route. We're already seeing financial institutions buying Bitcoin. And a lot of the financial institutions are the same ones that own the life insurance companies. So I said that to even say, I do believe some way, I couldn't be able to spell it out or draw it out, but I do believe there's going to be some type of, some type of marriage between the two to where maybe, I don't know. I just see that coming. If the financial institutions are already buying Bitcoin, it's like, okay, well, hey, your life insurance policy, we hold that as well. So, your loved one die. Hey, would you want us to pay you in Bitcoin? You know what I'm saying? Or would you want to receive Bitcoin? It's crazy. Like I can absolutely see that happening. It's as crazy as it sounds, but nothing's too crazy these days. Like, I don't think nothing's too far fetched.
We got cars that drive by itself. Imagine when we were growing up, we would laugh at that, you know? I don't know about you. I remember the days where we had to print out directions off MapQuest or pull out a map to figure out how to get somewhere.
Yes.
But now all you need is a cell phone. You can do everything on a cell phone. You can sit in the passenger side, like I saw in a video, and a Tesla would just drive by itself.
It's crazy.
The future is now. Things are crazy.
I legit remember not even long ago, I think it was 2018, a family member got me a GPS for my birthday, like a real GPS. It was one of them Garmin GPSs.
Yep.
And even then, 2018, I was like, what am I do with this? I didn't use it one time. It was like I keep my phone mounted to my dashboard. So, but I think this was a really dope conversation. For anyone, especially I would say along the younger generation, who's like, man, I'm putting everything I can into Bitcoin. It's even bigger than life insurance. I would say just, not so much diversify per se, but at least be smart with know what you're doing and understand how it works. Understand the mechanics of it works, because at the end of the day, you're putting thousands of dollars into something that's very volatile right now when you have zero life insurance, period, and got kids out here. You know what I'm saying? Like when you could have put that same money or a fraction of it into a policy to where if something were to happen to you, they're getting paid out hundreds of thousands of dollars. So nothing really mature. Now we understand Bitcoin is maturing and it's going to be the boom. It's coming. It is coming, but it ain't here. But right now, life insurance is still one of the only main methods that you can put $30 premium in per month, $50 premium in per month, and God forbid something happened to you, your family get hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I don't think there's a machine or a vehicle right now that's doing that. I'm not saying that won't come, but right now that's the only vehicle that I know that would do something like that. Would you say that's kind of like a decent sentiment to kind of?
No, I agree with you wholeheartedly, 100%.
That's what's up, man. Well, thank you so much. Hey, man, tell the people how they can find you, man. I know your channel it's already blowing up, but I can definitely you're monetized, right? Have you already got your first YouTube check?
Oh, you know what? So I'm just letting it build up. I didn't put a account information in there. They keep telling me to give it to them, and I was like, I don't really need the money, so I'll just let it build up, and so that when I do give it to them, it'll just all.
Bro, no, you take that money, that ad revenue, and you buy more Bitcoin. What are you doing? It's not gonna mature like Bitcoin is, right?
Well, yeah, true. You're right.
So
but,
most of my friends who have financial channels, they legit, even on a small channel, they legit, man. My friend sent me one of his YouTube checks, and he was at around 10,000 subscribers then, and he was getting about 3,000 per month on his financial channel, which was solely dedicated to like investments and stuff like that. So you're kind of coming up on that. So yeah, if you're getting even 1,000 a month, which I'm pretty sure you should be getting that now, I would be putting that into Bitcoin, my brother. Don't let it sit down.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I need to stop procrastinating on it.
Yeah. So
ladies and
yeah, go ahead. I was gonna say, tell the people how they can find you and connect with you, and yeah.
So again, my name is Jalen Truitt, and the community is called United Financial Education. You can find us on Facebook. We have plans on creating an app similar to it. However, we also have an Instagram, United Financial Education, and also YouTube, United Financial Education, where we cover various topics ranging from real estate, credit, and stock trading, mutual funds, or what have you. If there's something that you would like clarification on, broken down into layman's terms, please feel free to join United Financial Education, and we'll break it down for you.
That's what's up, man. Shout out to you. I love all your content, everything you're doing. I love your thumbnails on YouTube. Be hilarious, bro. I'll be like, he gets it. He understands you got to get the click. So I'm pretty sure. Yeah, keep that going, man. And yeah, like you said, definitely connect with him on his Facebook group, United Financial Education. I've seen that group just blow up within a year. Honestly, is it how many members is it now?
We'll be close to 15,000, I think.
15,000. Yeah. I think I came in, it was definitely under 10,000, maybe 5,000, but I've seen it just blow up. And thank you for coming on the show, bro. I can definitely see us doing this again, but more geared to it. I would love to kind of tap into your mind of how you connect content creation with like financial stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's a super dope. Yeah, and it'll be more YouTubey. This was just a one-off. I love everything you had to say. You gave some really solid advice, and definitely connect with him. We're gonna disconnect the stream now. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in. I love you guys, and we will see y'all next time on the stream. All right, peace.